Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be discussing the game Ars Notoria. It's going to be coming out in playtest early November. So if you like to playtest games, here's your opportunity to play a cool game to help them figure out some bugs. We're just about to watch a video that the development team has released recently. I'm just going to hit play on this. And I'll speak a little bit while we watch this. It's an intro video. It's the origin story of your character, I believe. That's what this video that we're watching is. Okay, so this is where you begin as a player in their world. All right, it gives you obviously some quests to do. The movement looks clean. It looks like some of the, like that, he just picked up some iron ore, so it looks like you can find some of these components just laying around, where I imagine later on you'll need a pickaxe to hit that node. But the node, obviously the iron node looked like it was available for pickaxing, but it also looked like you could collect stuff that was around it, which is it's a good thing. The recipes are unlocking. I think they're going to do this unlocking for a little while now. And then this way you can make these items, do certain tasks in the game that require these items. So you'll be able to make them when there's probably a simple crafting system where you can make the basic tools right off. And then in the more complex tools, you have to use crafting benches to make those. The graphics are nice. I like them. The character seems to move around clean. The orange bar that you see at the bottom there, that's a stamina bar. So it looks like the more actions you do repetitively, the bar goes down. Like an energy bar. Now, do note that when this character is hitting the bushes, the items are automatically going into the inventory. That's a cleaner way of doing it. When you're playing with someone and they need those materials, you can trade it to them. So like you could go out and do all the lumbering, lumberjacking, and then return to base camp and deposit those items for someone else to use them in the sawmill, if that's what you want to do. There are some video games that do it the opposite way, where you hit the tree and the logs fall on the ground, and then you got to pick them all up. So yeah, like the sandstone, there's one little clump there on the ground, and it looks like you get softwood from the bushes, and I imagine you get a different type or a harder type wood when you start using the axe on other trees, the lumberjack axe or the wood axe. The inventory system looks clean and crisp. I mean, this is par for the course for a game like this, and how they look, how the screens look and how transferring between the screens normally look. And the interaction button is the E command. So if you've played a lot of these type of games, that's usually par for the course, as you hit E. And it's like right next to the WA key, which you're using to move around. So E is just the best key for interaction. And I think the mouse, you're using the mouse to confirm the transfer. So you're using the E to interact with the item, then using your mouse to manage the transfer. Character customization screen, that looks cool. Yeah, this all looks great. Especially that you can see your stats and you can see your base stats. And I imagine they have a system in the game where those base stats can be changed, either by putting gear on or doing tasks in the world. Like maybe doing a lot of tree cutting, you get your strength up. You do a lot of swimming, you get your endurance up. I mean, maybe. But I mean, when you see that on the character sheet, the numbers giving you the actual individual strength, constitution numbers, normally the game has some way to move those numbers up. And if you are sick or diseased, those numbers would go down. Those base numbers would go down. Yeah, this is, the crafting system, how they've done it, seems smart. I've seen it in other games done it this way, where you can make the basic items and then you need the crafting stations to make the more complex items. All right, I'm just going to forward a little bit here. Just to show you some of the screens. They're radial screens. Use the mouse to find which category you want to go into. You pick the category and then you get into the details and nuts and bolts. So you can, you could make he made a quarterstaff, a pole arm. So now there's a pole arm on him. So I'm gonna pause it right. Whoop, I'm gonna pause it, but I'm gonna go back to here so that we can look at it. Pause so that we can discuss it. So it looks like you've got resistance, you got physical resistance, you've got combat stats, you got attributes, you got leveling. I mean, this picture here tells you the nuts and bolts of what to expect from their game, what kind of game it is. You've got inventory slots where gear goes in. I mean, if you've played any game in the last 20 years, that when you look at a character sheet, you kind of know what you're getting into when it looks like this, right? I mean, this tells it. But what I like is they're giving you these attributes, so that gives me an indication that you'll be able to increase those values in some way. And then obviously your combat skills will increase over time depending on what their training system is. Now, I am going to go to this screen here, and let me get a cleaner picture of it. Oh, without that axe thing there, I think here. Okay, so this is a cleaner picture of it. It looks like that when you get an item in your hands, it unlocks the basic skill tree. So at the very top, you'll see that wood axe, he's got one, this character's got one, and it's unlocked that, where the other ones are locked because you haven't actually had access to the item yet. But once you get access to the item, it looks like you've got a skill tree and you get a main combo ability tree, so that item not only can be used for cutting trees down, but it looks like you can use it for combat skills. So that's what's nice about it, is it looks like you can point it out depending on your skills and how those progress in the game, and be able to basically get some expertise in other weapons, so that you can, like pigeonholed in. I'm just forwarding here. Okay, I wanted to get to this screen. Right here, it's the pole arm that character's got now. And the pole arm gives access to these other assigned points and other assigned abilities. So it's clear that this game is going to allow you to customize your gaming experience based on your play style. And the fact being is you can walk around with every weapon in the game if the inventory system allows it. So you can just pull out any weapon you want. And if you've used it a lot, you can just point out these weapons. So it allows for some great customization. Now, if it takes you 9 years of playtime to do all the weapons, that's part of the grind of the game, right? So my guess is comfortably in a game like this, you get 2 or 3 of them that you're really good with. And those are the 2 or 3 that you use. And then if you can get into the other ones, that's just gravy when you got spare time. But most people cap their characters, and in a game this involved, you could be waiting a long time to cap each skill tree for each weapon. All right, so I'm just going to forward a little bit more here because I want to talk about. I have watched this video already, and I think just to save you some time, I'm just going to show you some the interesting stuff that you should know. The game allows for free build. In the section, I'm going to hit play here. This section of video is just emphasizing that. The person that's building these items have not gone and acquired the materials through the game system. They went to their dedicated server, they went to their game server selection options or game options and turned on free play. And what that allows you to do as an artist, to create a world where you just build it like a Lego system. Like, you know, when someone dumps a bunch of Legos on you and you're like, oh, build me something neat. Well, this is the case here. You could buy the game solely to build kingdoms with very detailed elements, like building a model train car or train set. And, you know, people come over to watch your train go around. You've done all these little bushes and you've done these little houses. Now, you could do that in this video game. I mean, I don't know about the train part of it, but you could do the rest of it. Like, you could build complex structures and then tweak the heck out of them so that you could take tours. People could come into your world, your open server, if that's what you want. If you had a dedicated server running and you did this open free play, and you could, and then once you got it all built, you then lock it down. You lock it in some way that people can't change it, and then you can invite people to the world. In most cases, you can, when you do free play, you could change the game mode back to normal. So that means when people join, they can't just start picking up your stuff or throwing their own stuff down because it's that normal setting and they would have to go grind those materials. So my guess is you know, being able to build whatever you want, as detailed as you want, and then invite others to come see it. Even if you didn't invite people to your world, you could do a YouTube video on it. Like, hey, welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Come check out what I built today. And then walk them through this entire elaborate housing castle scheme you made. All right, well, the playtest is starting early November, it sounds like. I think they're generating the keys on Monday. So if you are on the Steam page, you can then just go and sign up for the playtest. I think that button should be available by Monday afternoon or Tuesday. And then you can help test this game. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope this video found you well. And thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.